Picture yourself standing at the edge of a cliff. Behind you lies a valley of comfort, familiar, soft, predictable. It's where routines hum quietly, where voices urge you to stay safe, to be realistic, to avoid the risks that come with dreaming big. Ahead, a narrow, winding path stretches into the mist, rugged, uncertain, alive with the promise of dreams you've barely dared to whisper. Most people quit, not because they're broken, but because they're comfortable. They stop when they're tired. They stop when they're bored. They stop when fear whispers louder than hope. But here's the raw, unfiltered truth. Success doesn't care how you feel. It only answers to one question. Do you show up when every fiber of your being screams, stop? That moment, when your mind begs you to quit, when your heart feels heavy, when the world seems stacked against you, is where transformation begins. If you're tired of starting over, of watching dreams slip through your fingers, it's time to learn how to finish. Right now, you're on the cusp of becoming unstoppable. Let's walk this path together, uncover the tools to push past resistance, silence your excuses, and forge a mind that refuses to break. Choose the harder path. Every hero you've ever admired, every name carved into the annals of history, stood exactly where you stand now. They weren't fearless, they weren't certain. They were simply willing to risk failure, willing to walk alone, willing to keep moving when the world told them to turn back. Abraham Lincoln, a name synonymous with greatness, didn't glide to his legacy on a smooth road. His life was a gauntlet of defeats, failed businesses, lost elections, personal tragedies that would have crushed a lesser spirit. He lost jobs, loved ones, and countless races for public office. Time and again, the world said no, but Lincoln refused to let those moments define him. Each setback was a stone he used to pave his path forward, and that relentless choice reshaped a nation. Lincoln's story isn't an outlier. Behind every triumph lies a trail of struggle. J.K. Rowling, before she was the literary giant behind Harry Potter, faced rejection from 12 publishers. Her manuscript was dismissed as unmarketable. Her dreams called foolish. Yet she kept writing, kept submitting, kept believing. Today, her stories have touched millions, not because she was lucky, but because she was relentless. Entrepreneurs like Walt Disney went bankrupt before building empires. Athletes like Serena Williams trained in obscurity, facing doubts and barriers long before the world cheered their names. What sets them apart isn't talent alone. It's the decision to keep going. You're at that same crossroads now. The path of comfort tempts you to retreat, to cling to the familiar, to listen to those who say, don't take risks, play it safe. But growth doesn't live there. Growth lives in the fire of challenge, in the uncertainty of the unknown, in the moments that demand everything you've got. You don't grow by avoiding pain. You grow by walking through it. Pain isn't your enemy. It's your mentor. It strips away what's weak and forges what's unbreakable within you. So decide today. Decide you're done playing small. Decide your dreams aren't foolish, your goals aren't too big, and you're not too broken. The world doesn't need more people hiding in the shadows. It needs you to rise, to step into the light, to claim the life you are meant to live. Take that first step, even if your knees shake, even if your voice trembles, even if you're the only one who believes in you right now. This is your moment. This is where your story changes. Find your North Star. Define your purpose. To keep going when the road gets rough, you need a reason, a why that burns brighter than your doubts. Purpose is the fuel that powers your journey. Without it, small obstacles loom like mountains. With it, you can walk through fire and emerge not just unscathed, but stronger. Purpose transforms pain into progress, sacrifice into meaning, struggle into growth. Consider Martin Luther King, Jr. He didn't march through hostile cities, deliver world-shaking speeches, or face unrelenting hatred because it was easy. He did it because his purpose was a blazing fire, a dream of equality that wasn't just a hope, but a mission etched into his soul. That clarity didn't just move him, it moved millions. It sparked a revolution because purpose is contagious. When someone walks with unshakable conviction, the world notices. People listen, they follow. You have that same power, but you must unearth it. Ask yourself, what am I passionate about? What problem sets my heart ablaze? What legacy do I want to leave behind? What mark do I want to make on this world? Don't settle for vague answers or dreams borrowed from someone else. Dig deep, get raw, get real. Your purpose might be to inspire others through art, to solve a problem that keeps you up at night, to build a business that changes lives, or to be the parent who breaks a cycle for the next generation. Whatever it is, let it be yours. Specific, personal, alive. Once you find it, make it tangible. Write it down, not just in your mind, but on paper, on your wall, in your journal, on a note you carry in your pocket. Make it a daily ritual. Read it when you're exhausted. Repeat it when fear creeps in. Return to it when doubt clouds your vision. Purpose isn't a one-time spark. It's a fire you must tend every day. It's your compass when you're lost, your anchor in storms, your armor when the world pushes back. Think of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison yet never lost sight of his purpose, a free and equal South Africa. That vision sustained him through unimaginable hardship. It gave him strength to forgive, to lead, to unite a nation. Your purpose doesn't need to change the world on that scale, but it must be strong enough to carry you through your darkest days. Motivation is a fleeting spark. It flares bright, then fades. Purpose is eternal, a quiet force that whispers go when everything else screams stop. Let it guide you. Let it pull you forward step by step until the life you've dreamed of becomes the life you live. Build a roadmap. Set concrete goals. A dream without direction is like a ship lost at sea, drifting, aimless, forgotten. Goals give your dream structure, a spine, a path. They turn possibility into inevitability. The moon landing wasn't a single miraculous leap. It began with a bold vision, but it came to life through precise, measurable steps. Each calculation, each test, each mission a goal that built a bridge from Earth to the stars. President Kennedy didn't just say, let's go to the moon. He set a deadline, before the decade's end. That clarity turned a dream into history. You have that same power. Start today, not tomorrow, not when everything feels perfect. Write your goals down. Make them real, visible, specific. Don't settle for vague wishes like, I want to be successful. Define what success looks like. Is it starting a business that generates $100,000 in revenue? Running a marathon in under 4 hours? Writing a book that reaches 10,000 readers? When do you want it? Why does it matter? Break your vision into milestones. Clear checkpoints that keep you grounded and focused. For example, if your dream is to start a business, your first milestone might be researching your market this week. The next could be drafting a business plan by month's end, then securing your first client within 90 days. Each step is a promise to yourself, a declaration that you won't leave your future to chance. Every milestone you reach builds trust in yourself. Every small victory proves you're not stuck. You're moving. You're becoming. Celebrate these wins no matter how small. They're proof that transformation happens not in leaps, but in steps. Not in chaos, but in structure. When the dream feels distant, when the work feels heavy, your goals will save you. They'll pull you back, remind you why you started, give you something solid to stand on. Think of Oprah Winfrey, who didn't become a media mogul overnight. She set small, intentional goals, excelling as a local news anchor, then landing her own show, then building a network. Each step was a brick in her empire. Dream big, always, but anchor that dream in daily action. Start small. Be relentless. Refuse to quit. If you want to write a novel, commit to 500 words a day. If you want to get fit, start with 15 minutes of exercise. If you want to change your career, take one online course this month. Each goal you set, each step you take, brings your vision to life. Stand tall against criticism. The moment you chase something bold, the world's voices will rise. Some will whisper doubt. Others will shout disbelief. Friends, family, strangers, they'll question your path, not always out of malice, but often out of fear. Fear of the unknown, the untested, the unconventional. But that's exactly where greatness lives, on the road less traveled, where the brave dare to walk. Galileo dared to see a universe that didn't orbit the earth. His ideas were branded heresy, his voice silenced, his life threatened, yet he held fast, and his vision outlived his critics. Centuries later, his name shines while their doubts are dust. Albert Einstein faced ridicule before reverence. His theories bent the fabric of physics, but they were mocked as absurd before they were hailed as genius. He didn't flinch. He trusted his clarity over their noise, and his brilliance reshaped our understanding of the universe. Their lesson is clear. Criticism often reflects others' limitations, not your potential. When people doubt your path, it's because they can't see what you see. Their vision is bound by their experience, while yours reaches beyond. Don't let their fear dim your fire. Develop the discipline to separate constructive feedback from destructive noise. Welcome the first. It sharpens your craft, reveals blind spots, helps you grow. Dismiss the second. It's a distraction, seeking your surrender, not your success. Consider Malala Yousafzai, who faced not just criticism, but life-threatening opposition for advocating girls' education. The world told her to stay silent, to stay safe. She refused. Her courage turned criticism into a platform, her voice into a global movement. Your critics may not wield such extreme power, but their doubts can still derail you, if you let them. Commitment in the face of criticism is courage. It's easy to stand tall when the crowd cheers, but to keep walking when they laugh, to keep building when they mock, that's the mark of a visionary. Let their doubt fuel your fire. Let their disbelief be the backdrop to your determination. In time, your results will silence their resistance. Your success will be the echo of your resilience. The world changes not because people accept the new, but because someone dares to persist despite rejection. Be that someone. Carry your vision like a sacred torch. Shield it from doubt and feed it with belief. One day, those who doubted you will forget why, but the world will remember you, the one who stayed true, the one who transformed resistance into reverence. Adapt and thrive. You might imagine success as a straight sunlit road, clear, predictable, easy. But life is a wild river, twisting and turning, throwing obstacles when you least expect them. Success doesn't reward the rigid. It rewards the adaptable, those who bend without breaking, who evolve with the current. Dwight D. Eisenhower mastered this. As a general and later as the 34th U.S. president, he faced a world in constant flux, Cold War tensions, racial unrest, economic shifts. He didn't cling to one strategy. He pivoted, balancing progress with stability. He built the interstate highway system not just for infrastructure, but as a defense measure. He expanded social programs while keeping the budget in check. His brilliance lay in his flexibility, adapting to the moment, bending without breaking. You must move like that. When markets shift, when plans fail, when life changes, evolve. Unlearn what no longer works. Relearn what does. Don't mistake stubbornness for resilience. Charging into a wall when you could walk around it isn't strength. It's folly. Adaptability is intelligence. It says, I'm committed to the outcome, not the outdated method. Think of Steve Jobs, who was ousted from Apple, the company he co-founded. Instead of clinging to his old role, he adapted. He built Pixar, revolutionized animation, and returned to Apple with a vision that gave us the iPhone. His ability to pivot turned setbacks into legendary comebacks. Stay focused but flexible. The winds of life will shift. New challenges, new opportunities. Adjust your sails. Embrace change. Step into the unknown with confidence. Those who adapt don't just survive, they shape the future. They turn obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into stepping stones. Your principles are your anchor, but your strategy must bend. Master this, and you'll not just endure life's challenges, you'll thrive through them. Forge unshakable self-belief. Self-belief is the bedrock of success. Without it, every step feels uncertain, every challenge heavier than it is. With it, you become unshakable. You move with intention, speak with conviction, act without hesitation. Challenges don't vanish. They just stop breaking you. They build you. Muhammad Ali didn't just say, I am the greatest. He believed it. To some, it was arrogance. To those who understood, it was clarity, power, a man who knew his worth before the world did. His belief was his armor in the ring, his anchor through every storm. He wasn't born the greatest. He became it because he believed he could. Build that same belief. Start with your words. Your mind is always listening. If you speak fear, I can't do this, I'm not enough, it grows. If you speak strength, I am capable, I am worthy, I am becoming stronger, it rises. Tell yourself daily, relentlessly, that you are enough. Not because you're pretending, but because you're becoming. Repetition carves truth. Prove it to yourself. Look at your past, the storms you've survived, the moments you thought you'd break, yet here you are. That time you lost a job but found a better one. That heartbreak that taught you resilience, that failure that led to a breakthrough. Every victory, no matter how small, is proof you're stronger than you think. Gather those moments. Let them be the foundation of your confidence. Carry that belief into your actions. Stand tall, shoulders back, eyes forward. Speak like every word matters. Act like success is already yours. When you move with belief, the world responds. Doors open. Opportunities appear. Not because of luck, but because belief shifts reality. Think of Beyoncé, who started as a shy girl from Houston. Her belief in her voice, her vision, her work ethic turned her into a global icon. She didn't wait for permission. She claimed her place. You'll be doubted. You'll stumble, but your belief must remain, not because you're perfect, but because you're persistent. Surround yourself with words, people, and actions that reinforce who you're becoming. Read books that inspire. Listen to voices that uplift. Speak your victories into existence. When fear rises, face it with the fire of belief. The world can't stop someone who refuses to quit, someone who believes so deeply that nothing can shake them. Harness resilience. Life doesn't ask permission before sending storms. It throws setbacks, failures, doubts without warning. But these don't define your destiny. Your response does. That response is resilience, the quiet force that whispers, try again, when failure screams, quit. Thomas Edison faced thousands of failed attempts to create the light bulb. Critics scoffed. Friends urged him to stop, but he didn't see failure as defeat. I haven't failed, he said. I found 10,000 ways that won't work. Each setback was a lesson, a step forward in disguise. His resilience turned darkness into light, not just for him, but for the world. Consider Maya Angelou, who endured unimaginable trauma, abuse, racism, poverty, yet she rose, pen in hand, voice unwavering, to become one of the most influential writers of our time. Her resilience wasn't just surviving, it was thriving, turning pain into poetry, hardship into hope. Expect resistance. Respect it. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Every trial chisels away the excess, revealing the warrior within. Pain isn't the end. It's the beginning of growth. Your skills sharpen in difficulty. Your wisdom grows through hardship. The muscles of your mind, the strength of your spirit, the courage of your heart, they're built through resistance. Resilience isn't about a flawless path or a record untouched by defeat. It's about standing up every time you fall. It's choosing hope over despair, effort over apathy, faith over fear. The resilient don't wait for life to be easy. They grow stronger because it's hard. Let the world test you. Each time you rise, you return wiser, stronger, more prepared. Every setback is a setup for your next triumph. Rise again and again until rising becomes your nature. And nothing, not even life itself, can keep you down for long. Master your mindset. Your mindset shapes your future. Every thought you nurture, every belief you hold, becomes the lens through which you see the world. A negative lens turns opportunities into threats, setbacks into endings. A positive lens reveals light in the darkest paths. Think of your mind as a garden. Your thoughts are seeds. Your mindset the soil. You can't grow roses in a soil of bitterness or fear. Plant courage, gratitude, determination, and hope, and your future will bloom with strength. You hold the power to choose what grows. Catch negative self-talk. I can't do this. This always happens to me. I'm not good enough. Those aren't facts. They're habits. Uproot them. Replace them with possibility. I can. I will. This challenge is my teacher. With repetition, these thoughts become beliefs, shaping your actions. Feed your mind with inspiration. Read stories of those who endured. Frederick Douglass, who escaped slavery to become a voice for freedom. Elon Musk, who faced near bankruptcy yet kept building. Surround yourself with voices that reflect who you want to become. Treat yourself with the encouragement you'd give someone you love. Your mind should be your ally, not your saboteur. When storms hit, your mindset decides whether you're washed away or rise undefeated. Success isn't just external achievement, it's internal mastery. Cultivate stillness in chaos, clarity in confusion, belief in fear. Your life won't be perfect, but your perspective will let you grow through what you go through. Stop waiting for the world to change. Change your thoughts. Instead of reacting, create. Instead of wishing, do. Instead of doubting, believe. A powerful mind can overcome any limitation. A focused spirit can achieve the impossible. Act now, always. Ideas without action are worthless. The most brilliant vision, the most detailed plan, the most inspiring dream, they mean nothing if you don't move. The world rewards doers, the ones who act despite fear, uncertainty, or odds. The greatest tragedy isn't failure, it's regret. The unwritten book, the unsung song, the unbuilt business, dreams buried under procrastination and fear. Success belongs to those who rise each morning not just with purpose, but with action. Think of Sarah Blakely, who turned an idea for Spanx into a billion-dollar business by taking relentless action, knocking on doors, pitching to manufacturers, refusing to wait for permission. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. Start where you are, with what you have. The first step might be clumsy, small, imperfect, but it's the only thing that separates potential from progress. Action builds momentum. Momentum fuels confidence. Each task you complete, no matter how small, teaches your mind you're capable. It shows your fear it doesn't control you. Greatness isn't in grand gestures. It's in the quiet, relentless pursuit of a goal, one action at a time. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Conditions will never be flawless. Readiness isn't required. Commitment is. Boldness is. Belief is. If you stumble, rise. If you fail, learn. If you doubt, move anyway. Your future depends on what you do today. Not tomorrow, not someday. Take that first step. Make that call. Write that page. Start that project. Begin the journey and never stop. Your legacy isn't the ideas you had, it's the actions you took. Your moment is now. This is your crossroads. The path to comfort is easy, familiar, safe. But the path to greatness, the one that demands more, tests more, gives more, is where your story begins. You're not here to hide. You're here to rise, to push past resistance, to silence excuses, to become unstoppable. Define your purpose. Set your goals. Ignore the doubters. Adapt to challenges. Believe in yourself. Build resilience. Master your mind. Act relentlessly. Every step you take, every choice you make shapes the life you'll live. The world is waiting, not for your perfection, but for your persistence. So go. Take that step. Let your purpose burn bright. Let your actions speak louder than your fears. The life you dream of isn't out of reach. It's waiting for you to claim it. Be unstoppable. Start now.